Yo, it's Friday night, 9 p.m. sharp. You know what time it is.
Narcocop and Timothy hitting you with that Lambo energy.
He's Mike by name, but the streets call Narcocop. Used to bust dealers, now he's busting long shots. Retired badge, now he's bad with the bets. Octagon fiend, cashing slips, no regrets. Friday night fight, Seki poured on ice. Lambo Plays podcast, breaking down the price. Got parlays, KO, subs in round 3. Split decision magic, cash it like a G. Lambo Plays, it's a wild parade. Long shots flying, getting that paid. Tim with impressions, Narco's got the locks. Whisper bet of the week, gonna shock your socks. Lambo Plays, the odds go cray. Spin that wheel, it's a betting ballet. KO's to be round 2 or 3. Hit that split, cashing big LFG. Tim Troiano, lotion in hand. Tennis coach by day, fight fan of the land. Watching WMMA, yeah, you know the drill. Playing with himself, just joking, but still. Impressions fly, Katona in the house. Roses Jr. squeaking, Tim's loud like a mouse. Cornolio vibes, he's stealing the show. Narcos like bruh, but they still go toe to toe. Round 2 chaos, round 3 gold. Split decisions, bets unfold. Side case sipping, parlays lit. Lambo energy, never quit. Lambo Plays, it's a wild parade. Long shots flying, getting that paid. Tim with impressions, Narco's got the locks. Whisper bet of the week, gonna shock your socks. Lambo Plays, the odds go cray. Spin that wheel, it's a betting ballet. KOSOB round 2 or 3. Hit that split, cashing big LFG.
Narcocop, Timmy T, Friday nights, yes. Lambo Plays podcast. Where long shots live large and splits hit harder. We out. We out. We out.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Narcocop MMA, and this is the Lambo Plays podcast, episode 130, UFC 314. I'm your host, Mike, along with my co-host, Timothy Troiano, back from Las Vegas. I heard the buffets there went bankrupt with Tim out there, so they have raised their prices this week because of Tim, dude. Like I told him last time we were there, I'm like, Tim, take it easy on the fucking buffet. You're going to raise prices on everybody else. He didn't listen to me. He fucking stuffed his backpack and then went to his room with all the food. So, Tim, shame on you for doing that. Like, you're raising the prices on us. You're killing us. But the good thing is you came back in one piece. You're healthy. You're happy, it looks like. You have a smile on your face. And you're ready to fucking give the people some Lambo Plays for UFC 314. How are you doing, and how do you feel about UFC 314?
Good to be back, refreshed. Vegas trips usually refresh me. It's weird. I have a weird dynamic. I think it's probably the caloric intake, like you're saying, from buffets that gets me back, gaining about 10 to 15 pounds when I'm there, and then I got to work it off when I get back. So, yeah, I'm excited to be back here and chop it up with you. Got a fantastic card.
Yeah, a lot of people missed you last week. I got some comments, saying, hey, we missed Tim. I'm like, yeah, he needed the week off. He took a break. He needed to refresh. He needed to recharge the split decisions in his head.
Absolutely.
So, you can't just keep going. You need some recharging once in a while. Let me go over to my chat. Shout out my chat. Mushroom MMA. What's up, my friend? This card is definitely going to be a banger. Playing for real. Let's go, boys. Appreciate you, Andrew Peden. Literally cannot wait for the great Cornolio impression. We know that's coming today for sure. It's even in our intro songs. That's funny. Buster Jensen, sub guys. Do you think Lopez and Pimblett will have? We will talk about those fights coming up. Mushroom, this is Real Fight Picks put out a show already. All right, he's telling Mushroom put out a show. Elijah Juan, what's up, my friend? Thank you for joining. Azure, what's up, my friend? Thank you, as always, for shouting us out. Black M, Let's effing go. William Robbins. Hell yeah. Cameron, intro song goes hard. Appreciate you. Some will say otherwise, but it is what it is. Small World Lifters. What's up, my friend? Thank you for joining as well. Dixon says, Cornolio is in the house. Joel, let's get that money, my friend. Eric Albright says, eagerly anticipating Tim's classic Cornolio. Everybody knows it's coming today. Bonino, what's up, my friend? Thank you for joining as well. Poker player in the house. Tyler Gates. Damn, he has some fight news coming, it says. That's my man, Tyler Gates, amateur heavyweight fighter. Go watch that fucking viral knockout that I retweeted and posted on my Twitter he had. Cameron, hell yes, Narco and Tim. Let's cash those Lambos. There's my man, Felipe. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, my friend. Bufu on the beat. And if you guys want to know who did that intro song for me, it's none other than Bufu on the beat. So I appreciate him. Subhuman, what's up, my friend? And with that being said, Tim, 113 people. Man, that's pretty damn low for a Friday on a UFC 314 card. So hit those likes, retweet that fucking tweet, and let's get some more people in here. With that being said, one last thing, actually. My Discord is half off for this month. The link is down below. 50% off all my plays, Discord, live bets, everything. Link is down below. Use code NARCO314 for 50% off the first month. All right, Tim, let's start out. How is it always that it's a women's fight and it's always on you? I just don't understand. They just like gravitate to you, these women's fights, and they're always first.
Should we throw a wrinkle in it? Have you do it and start off, or do we want to do just go?
All right, let's throw a wrinkle. I'll start it off this time. Maybe we hit like 10 Lambos today by throwing this wrinkle. All right, first fight of the night. It is in the bantamweight division. It is the 8-2 Nora Cornoli. I can't say it because that's your thing. Against the 7-3 Haley Cowen, and I will start this one off. So, taping this one, I look at Nora, and I honestly thought that she's a lot worse than I remembered, I guess. Once I watched her, I don't think she was that bad. Actually, her grappling is decent. Her striking is pretty good. She has some pop in her punches. The Cavalcante loss should have not been split decision. I will say that. That's like travesty. But you have to remember, that was in France. We know what happens with French fighters out there. They always seem to have a little bit of an edge on the scorecard. So, but I will say, like, she got hurt. She recovered. She came back, So, and Jacqueline Cavalcante is one of the best strikers in the division. Like, very good footwork, very good striking, very technical, So to even like compete with her a little bit on the feet was a big plus for me, And then you look at the Mullins fight where, Mullins takes her down, but then she gets up and she does good work in round 2, and then she cooks her to the body, right? Like, that's the thing with Nora, is she's got very good knees in the clinch. She has that Muay Thai base. She's got good elbows. She's I don't want to say she's physical, because like Jocelyn Edwards was kind of tossing her around in the grappling, but she also reversed her 2 different times, right? So I've seen that quite often with her, to be honest, even in the regionals where she reverses people quite often. So, she's not a fish out of water on her back. Like, she's not one of those where you say, oh, she's on her back, like she doesn't know what to do. No, she's actually reversing quite a bit, I wouldn't say she's like high level or anything, but when you compare her to Haley Cowen, I don't think you need to be high level on the ground, right? Haley Cowen, she has a lot of things going on in her life, right? Oh, let me mention this. Sorry. Cornolio, she missed weight, which is never a good thing, right? She missed by a couple of pounds, which wasn't good. I do think she made a second attempt. Maybe she didn't. I don't remember, but she did miss weight. Now, Haley Cowen, she's been out of the ring, Tim, for almost 2 years now, right? Going on 2 years. Her last fight, she missed weight. She didn't look great against Jamie Lynn Horth, right? Who's not the best fighter. And then before that, it was that Contender Series fight where They gave her the split decision. I can't rewatch. I still think she might have lost that fight. And what was perplexing to me in that fight, Tim, is like, I don't understand why she got a contract. Like, she did not look good. What's the reasoning why this chick got a contract here? Like, I don't get it. Then she gets, in one of these regional fights, I think it's that Kelly Clayton fight, she gets dropped really freaking bad. Then she gets submitted in that same fight against when you look at Kelly Clayton, like, what's her record? 2-2. She looks like she's 41 years old. She's an absolute soccer mom. And she subbed Haley Cowen like 2 years ago. Right? Sorry, 5 years ago, right? So is she improving? Probably. But she's not young, man. Like, Haley Cowen is 33 years old. She got a late start in MMA. She was some gymnast or something, athlete. And, her striking is okay. It's not terrible, but I definitely favor, Nora in the striking. And she makes just a lot of mistakes on the ground. She gets reversed. She gets her back taken. And I mentioned, like, Nora has sneaky, like, good, decent jiu-jitsu, even though she's known as a Muay Thai girl. Because, like, this girl's been out for so long, because she makes so many mistakes on the ground, because I just think that she's going to have to grapple here. She's going to need to grapple. She might find herself in a submission, Tim. I truly believe that. And, Nora can possibly hurt her on the feet as well, but I think she might find the sub against this girl here, So I'm going to take a little dart throw on sub for Nora, plus 700 here. I lean her side as well, man. Being off for 2 years is never a good thing. It's never a good thing. She's got a ton of stuff going on in her life. Her husband was he cheated on her. Something happened with someone at the gym, a younger aged girl. It was all types of mess. So I want nothing to do with that side of this fight. So I'm going to go with the more busy fighter, the more overall better fighter, in my opinion, in Cornol, Nora. Tim, your cam is off, just so you know. Your camera's gone. Can't see you.
Like, dude, what's wrong with you? Like, Beavis, are you okay? Like, seriously. I am the great Cornolio. I need teepee for my bunghole. Are you threatening me? Are you threatening me? I am the great Cornolio, and I will sub Haley Cowen in round 2 or 3 at gigantic numbers, because Haley makes mistakes and her mind's not in the game. I am the great Cornolio.
All right. That was a nice performance there. And he gave you guys the play. The sub 2-3, you said, I think?
Sub, yeah, with you. Sub and sub 2-3. I think those are pretty big lines.
Sub 2-3 has got to be astronomical. I would guess it's like at least 17, 18 to 1 at least.
Yeah, combined, yeah. It's like 24, 24 and 31 to 1.
So it's 14 to 1. It's 14 to 1. Sub 2-3. So yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that. I think it's definitely live against a girl like Cowen, man. She just makes so many mistakes that it could happen. All right, let's move on. Fight number 2. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 5-2 Tresean Gore versus the 13-1 Marco Tulio. And this one's yours.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a weird fight because Tulio to me is like, I think he's better striker. I think he's shown he's kind of got a better all around game, size advantage here. Problem with him to me, I think he can be somewhat low volume in some of his fights, and kind of just like hunting out the big shot. I've never been a Tresean Gore guy, so I really can't get to him at the dog number either, even though it's a pretty big line. I'm kind of struggling with this one because I it's a question of like, is Gore's chin really kind of as bad as I think it is, which I kind of do. I really wanted to go at Tulio by decision, but I just can't see if he connects really hard with Gore, I don't see Gore like lasting. So I'm going to go KO 1 for Tulio, 340, KO 2 plus 550, kind of square, but kind of what I think happens, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think more than anything, it's Gore's cardio, to be honest. Like, Fremd was absolutely cooking him before he stuck his neck in there. Like, to me, like, there was no reason why he needed to shoot a takedown there. It just did not make sense. You're like, the guy is like, he's fucking shelling up on the cage while you're just absolutely cooking him, and you decide to shoot a takedown into a guillotine. It was a nasty guillotine. I'll give him that. It was a very, very nasty guillotine. But, his cardio doesn't look good there. I think the guy does have a cardio problem just from looking at his fights. Like, he just doesn't have the best cardio. Last fight out, he didn't get tested, right? Like, he got that standing guillotine. How many times are you going to get these, standing guillotines and ending these fights? I don't think it's too often. I'm hoping he shoots I'm kind of hoping he shoots on Tulio and gets subbed, gets taken down, subbed. I mean, this guy he knows what he's doing on the ground. He's from Oliveira's camp. Those guys are well-rounded. I'm just playing this because it's big numbers, Tim. It's sub 1 is 1,200. Sub 2 is 1,600. Or wait, is that sub 2, 3? What am I saying? It might be sub 2 and 3. I think that's on Bet365, by the way. That's the best line on the market. Let me just make sure I'm saying accurately here. Sorry. Wait, where did I find these? Maybe it's, I don't remember, but I have written down it's sub. Yeah, it's draft FanDuel. Sub 1, sub 2. It's 12 and 16. It looks like it moved. It's 1,015 now. Yeah, man. I feel like he could club and sub him. I feel like, there's different ways that this could happen. I think a tired Gore can get subbed. Yeah. So I'm going to take a shot here with the sub 1, sub 2 at very, very big numbers. I do agree with you. I think it's KO. And I kind of feel like this fight is going to end one way or another. But yeah, let's move on. Fight number 3. It's in the flyweight division. It is 16-7 Suma Dargi versus the 9-2 Mitch Raposo. Mitch Raposo, he's an okay fighter. He's got okay striking. He's got okay grappling. Nothing special, right? Came out short notice against Lima. I have no idea how that was a split decision. Probably one of the worst scorecards. I will say that, looking back at that Hadley fight was a sort of a quit job, honestly. That was a quit job to me. I don't know what was going on there, but it was a face crank and he tapped and it wasn't good. It was not good. So for me, I'm going to take a shot just watching Suma Dargi go for these subs against Charles Johnson. And as long as he's very, very long. Why not take a shot, right? This guy's been subbed before. It's 16-1 on Suma Dargi. I just literally saw him last fight and I was in attendance where he had deep subs, man. Like he went for subs. So I think he's improved his grappling, right? He's at Team Alpha Male. He's improved his grappling. I'm going to take a shot here, man. I'm going to literally take a shot and see what happens with the sub at 16-1. What do you have here?
Yeah, man, I'm with you. I think a good way to play it, honestly, in this fight would be to go ends by sub as well as Sue by sub, because it's like you're going from plus 750 for Mitch sub to plus 550 for end sub. So, I mean, like, that's not big enough. I mean, if you're getting both fighters at that point. And then you stab like super, super small at Sue by sub and Sue. I like the sub too, the whisper bets, man. Whisper bet of the day. Sub 2. plus 4,500, sub 3 plus 5,000. Like, I think it happens probably when he's tired. Like, it's like a stupid, I'm trying to grapple, I'm trying to get situations. It's similar to the Hadley fight. Like you said, I think it was a quit job. I think he didn't get what he wanted in the fight. And then when things didn't go his way, then he kind of gave it up. Could see it being like a clear, like, it seems like it'll be like a front choke series. Like, it seems like it'll be a Darce or a Gilly, something like that he catches him on. So we'll see.
What surprised me most, honestly, in the Johnson fight is he had a long layoff, right? He was gone for a while. And, dude, his cardio looked fantastic. He won round 3 against, like, Johnson is known to, like, break people, like, win rounds 3. He hurt and almost finished Madargi bad in round 2.
That was a joke.
And then Madargi looked better in round 3 than Johnson did. It was weird. It was extremely, extremely weird.
He took the nap in round 2. That was the thing. He actually had 10 seconds to nap in round 2 when he was knocked out.
Oh, yeah, that's true too. That's true too. But yeah, let's move on. Fight number 4. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 10-2 Cedric Dumas versus the 19-9 Mikhail Olachechek. What do you got here, Tim?
As you know, I am a never dumbass better here. I am a always fade dumbass. Not a big believer in the guy. Think he's kind of a piece of shit human being. Sorry to say. Sorry, not sorry. And then we got Lord Mikhail, who to me is just like, this is a huge spot for him to just show just to show out on this guy and to stuff some takedowns and just to beat the shit out of him on the feet. All Dumbass has going for him is just sheer athleticism. He's just doesn't really seem to be a great striker. His grappling is just okay. He's going to have to stay safe grappling on top and not get reversed, because if he gets reversed, Mikhail's going to probably put his head into the ground with ground and pound. He's good. He's got good ground and pound too. So yeah, give me Lord Mikhail, Mikey O, KO 1 plus 380, KO 2 plus 700. I think he's going to bonk him early.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. This is a used Corolla, but Mikhail's going to absolutely destroy this guy early, in my opinion. So it's 1-2 is plus 200. It's a used Corolla, but I have to play it, dude. Like, this guy is going to get cooked to the body. He has nasty body work. Dumas doesn't like pressure. We can talk about that all day and night. Dumas hates pressure. And that's all Olashechek does is pressure, dude. Like, that's all he does. He pressures and he just rips body shots, rips big hooks. He's at a very good chin. Like, Dumas is going to need to grapple, and he's going to need to hold him down and grapple and hold him down. And I just don't think he's going to be able to do it, So for me, again, I think Olashechek around 1-2 KO. It's plus 200. It sucks. Actually, just play KO. It's like 163.
Yeah, for sure.
It wouldn't make sense to play 1-2, honestly. But I like Mikhail here. I'm very low on Dumas. Look at the guys he's won and how he's beat them. It's pretty embarrassing, honestly.
Almost less.
Tulian could have easily won the fight. Cody Brundage, if he wasn't jumping, fucking doing stupid shit, jumping guillotines 20 times, he would have easily won that fight. And then what was that other one? Even that one was called Abu Azaitar, the guy that gasses, was 1-1 going into round 3. Extremely close fight. Dumas pulled it off, but it was a bad look. Like, the very, very bad look for him. So he's beat the lowest of levels at this division, and he's beat him not looking good. Like, is this guy UFC level? I don't think so, to be honest. Like, he got that choke in Contender Series. If that fight was rerun again, I'd play that Penez guy 10 times over. Like, literally 10 times over, I would play that guy, and he would destroy him. And he just happened to have the lucky shot there. So, yeah, I mean, we don't want to keep beating this up, but we're both on the same side here. KO and KO, whatever, early KO. Tim, your mic is buzzing.
Okay.
Fight number 5. It is in the featherweight division. It is the 29-11 Darren Elkins versus the 30-11 Julian Arosa, and I will kick this one off. I mean, Elkins is ancient, man. The guy is 40 years old. I swear to God, like, as far as damage, and his nickname is the Damage, he's probably 55 at minimum. He's taken that much damage. Even last fight against Pineda, we were there in attendance for that fight, and he absolutely took a shit ton of damage in that fight as well. I do think he's near retirement, to be honest. Elijah Wan's mentioning retirement. I think so. If he takes another bad KO, I think he should he should retire. Now, here's my take on this fight. I have a kind of it's not like a off the chart take, but I think here's my feeling. Arosa can KO this guy, right? He's got power. He's got these spinning shit, the knees, all types of shit he can knock him out with, right? But I think one of the things that's very live for us in this fight with Arosa, if you watch Arosa fights, they're all fucking blood and everybody's bleeding. And you know why, Tim? He uses a lot of elbows, a lot of knees, a lot of, like, those kind of shit are going to just absolutely bust Elkins open, dude. So we're live from the aspect of him knocking him out, for sure. He can knock him out easily. But we're also live from the aspect of getting a cut stoppage on Elkins. And, you know, Arosa's, he's looked good, man. Like, he's trending up, this fucking guy lately, you know. The older he's getting, and he's not young, he's 35. This guy, he's pulled off 2 straight guillotines. Rodriguez fight was impressive. The Ramos fight was impressive. You know, he lost against Padilla with that right hook where he got knocked out, and the Caceres one before that. But I think the guy is extremely dangerous. He's a little bit more durable than Elkins at this point in their career. He's got way more power. Like Elkins, to win, he's got to gas him out or be on top and win a decision. Right? I don't think he's subbing Arosa. Arosa's sub defense is really good. And his cardio is good. That's the thing, though, Arosa. Like, I don't think, like, look at the Peterson fight. It was an absolute war. And he went, 3 hard rounds. Like, he was there. So I can cut stoppage KO plus 290 on Arosa here. I'm actually kind of surprised we're getting this high of a line, to be honest. I think this guy is just as dangerous as Cup Swanson, if not more. And we're getting plus 290, dude. Like, that's a very good line. And also, I want to mention, like, if Elkins tries to grapple him, man, he's got good initial takedown defense. And when he gets taken down, he's very good at getting back up. Like, he uses his limbs. He threatens submissions and uses them to get up. So I don't think he can keep him down even. So, yeah, I like Arosa here quite a bit. He's a hard guy to lay minus 350 on. But this matchup is a match made in heaven for him, to be honest. Like, it's a deteriorating fighter versus a guy that's super explosive, super dangerous. And honestly, Elkins, what kind of power does this guy have in his hands? I don't think he has much power. Like, his last knockout, I think it was a head kick, wasn't it? Oh, ground and pound, which I don't think that was to Minner with gas. Yeah, the last real knockout he had was in 2017 with a head kick. So it's like, is he going to get a head kick on a fucking guy that's 6 foot whatever? I don't think so. But yeah, I like Arosa quite a bit here. Like, I don't think he's losing this fight. What do you think?
Sorry about the buzzing. It's my kitchen. Something in my kitchen is buzzing, so I apologize.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I'm with you, man. I think that this is a clear Arosa. Like, you're not. I agree. Like, minus 300 Arosa versus, like, a lot of anybody who can strike is like, okay, why we're not doing this? We're betting the dog. But, like, Elkins is not beating anybody up on the feet ever. It would have to be ground and pound. And like you said, I think the ground game and getting Arosa to the ground, I think this is a stylistic nightmare for Elkins. The KO price surprised me. I was expecting like plus 190, plus 170 for the KO for Arosa. It's way too close to his subline. I think people are giving him the sub line way down because he subbed Christian Rodriguez and he's got a good ghillie and all this stuff. But it's just like, there's really one dude in the UFC who's like the most dangerous submission artist in the UFC, and Bronx, my favorite fighter that caught Elkins in this. So like, I don't know. It seems like he has like a different way to breathe when he's getting choked in gillies. So he gets out of them a lot of times. So yeah, I like KO plus 290. You want to get a little greasier, go KO 2, KO 3. It's 11-1, 16-1. I don't think I'm going to play those as huge as the KO, but I'm definitely going to be betting the KO prop on him. But yeah, I think, like you said, I think it could be something where Elkins either takes the damage, early, and it could be a cut stoppage later, or it just could be him just killing him in the first round here too. So I like the KO in general.
You know what I'm afraid of, Tim? Honestly, I forgot to mention this. The only thing I'm afraid of is a club and sub, dude. Like, if he fucking hurts Elkins and Elkins shoots this right into a front choke with this guy's long arms, that scares me a little bit. Because when you're hurt and you're getting choked, it might happen, especially with this guy. Apparently, he has a great squeeze. Like, he's really good with his choke. So that's the only thing that really scares me, right? And we actually thought Christian Rodriguez was unchokeable or unguillotinable, and he got him. So, and he made it look easy. Like, he's like quick tapping. It was so bad, right? So let's move on. Fight number 6. It is in the lightweight division. It is the 15-3-1 Chase Hooper versus the 38-18 Jim Miller. And this one's yours.
This is a really interesting market adjustment here on Chase Hooper. I don't get me wrong. We've been riding Chase for a while now. But this fight has it has a couple different ways that I think you can go. First of all, I don't think that Chase is going to round 1 finish Jim Miller. I think Jim Miller in the first 5 minutes is going to be dangerous, and he's going to have to respect. He's going to have to respect his left hand. He's going to have to respect his guillotine. He's going to have to respect a bunch of different things about his game to kind of stay safe within the first 5-6 minutes. But then it's just pace. It's just the Hooper pace in general, and his ability to win in scrambles. And he's just gigantic. He's got a man. He used to be a boy, and now a boy in the league, and now he's a man in the league. And I just really think that he's got this unbelievable snake-like ability to fucking just scramble and get into the best positions and to know and anticipate what the next moves are from these guys. And it's not just shitty grapplers. It's he does this against good grapplers as well, where he's just slithery and he just moves into the better positions. So I don't hate anybody. If you're on Miller 20-1 in his round 1 is just stupid. That's, I think, pretty much his win condition in this fight is round 1. So I don't hate anybody taking a shot on 20-1. But for me, it's horrible lines on round 2, 3, 380, 550. I do think that it's more likely a sub than a KO, but I think the KO line's at 19-1 and 26-1. It could be the same thing as as the Borshev fight, where it's just a positional, just elbowing. And let's all, get our voodoo dolls out for Keith Peterson for not stopping that fight by KO, because that should have been a KO win. And I just think that it is possible that he could get that on Miller. But I also think honestly, I think it's more going to be a sub, to be honest. I think it's going to be sub 2 or sub 3. And it'll just be a positional, probably a rear naked choke. He'll probably get to his back. Jim will move and do the right things and not just play guard, and then and probably get his neck. He'll probably take his neck at that point.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of look at this fight, and I'm looking for props. What am I going to play? This guy's a minus $1 million at this point, and we know Jim Miller, he's up there, right? He's very old. He says he wants to, he says he wants to get to, I think he said 40 or 50, some ridiculous number he wants to get to. But, the guy's 41 years old. He's going to turn 42. He got a win last time against Damon Jackson. Like, props to him. Took a beating. Shit kicked out of him. King Green's fight. But he's had fairly good matchup, right? Jesse Butler, good matchup. Gabriel Benitez, he's not in the UFC, I think, anymore. Good matchup. He's had some pretty good matchups. I don't think this is a pretty good matchup because the reason why I say this, I don't think Chase Hooper's like some killer, but he's improved his striking so much, dude. His footwork, just the way he strikes looks completely different. Like, it looks like a completely different fighter. And then the physique, you mentioned, like, he's added on muscle. The body is maturing, right? And he's getting a little bit into his, mature years here as opposed to when he was 19 or 20. Like, he was rail thin, no strength, right? It was all technique and jiu-jitsu and nothing else. And now he's a little bit stronger. He has some striking. So the thing is, when a guy was one-dimensional, all you have to worry about is not getting taken down by this guy. Don't get entangled with Chase Hooper. Well, the problem is now you have to worry about the striking and the length of this guy. I mean, not a lot of people talk about how big this guy is for a fucking 155. And remember, this guy was fighting at 45. He is 6'1" for a 55er. That's huge.
Did you hear? Did you hear what he said he weighed going into his last fight? He said he was like mid 180s going into his last.
Yeah. So imagine he was. He's added a lot of muscle. You could see it in his body. And when you look at his Instagram, he's bench pressing. He's doing a lot of weight stuff to add muscle, which is extremely smart. He needs it. The guy needs to add some muscle to that 6'1" body. He was real thin before. So there's a lot of improvements, and he's training with better people. He's just getting overall better in general. And his jiu-jitsu, man, it's fucking really good. Like, watching some of these, moves that he goes from one position to another. It's like you defended this one. Okay, now take this one. Now get that one. You know what I'm saying? And you know what's funny is he commented on, what's the guy that does the Japanese necktie? The guy that fought Rosa a couple weeks ago.
Morales?
Vince Morales. And he commented on, he's like, that's a weird way to do a Japanese necktie. Why did he do this? The guy is so schooled in jiu-jitsu, So, it's just one of those things, man. The young guy against the old guy, the guy that they're trying to prop up for sure is Chase Hooper. He's just getting better everywhere, man. And the problem is, I could see a positional KO, man. I really can. I think if he gets to mount, look at what he did to Slava, bro. Like, he absolutely destroyed him before he got the sub. Like, that could have been stopped, let's be honest, a couple of times, right? So, honestly, I think if he gets to those positions against Miller, and Miller's tough, don't get me wrong, he's probably not getting out, even though he's better on the ground than Slava. I just doesn't, at this point in his career, he just can't take damage like that, man. So I'm going to go a little tricky here and go Chase Hooper. KO 2-3, Tim. We've known one thing about Miller, and I don't think a lot of people are mentioning it. When you grapple him a lot, he gets very, very tired at rounds 2 and 3. When you just strike with him, he can go 3 rounds pretty comfortably. I don't think Hooper's just going to strike with him. He's going to get him entangled. There's going to be a lot of grappling. And so I think he's going to get to favorable positions. And just once he's tired, I think he's just going to lay the smackdown on him with elbows. And honestly, he might want to prove a point with his striking. I don't know. Can he hurt him on the feet? Yeah. He fucking dropped Slava on the feet. Why can't he? Miller's been getting hurt a lot. So, yeah, I'm just taking a little dart throw here at plus 1,100, 2-3 KO. Let's move on. Fight number 7. It is in the strawweight division. It is the 21-3 Verna Jender Robba versus the 19-4 Jean-On Yalan. There was 2 ways I wanted to play. I don't have a bet on this fight. There was 2 ways I wanted to play it. It was either I was going to play the sub, right, on Jender Robba plus 275, or another way. I decided I don't want to say the other way just in case you have it. But I went with Jender Robba sub. It's plus 275. It's kind of the most obvious prop, I guess, here. She's got a huge grappling edge. If she get the fight to the ground, like, she's just very, very good. She's much better when it comes to subs than a Mackenzie Dern for MMA. She just is, man. She's really, really good when it comes to submissions. She's extremely dangerous. We saw Yan basically get slept in round 1 against Zhang, and I don't think Zhang is as good as a grappler as Verna is. So does she have better wrestling and is she more powerful? Sure. But once she gets you on the ground, she's not the same like Verna is. Verna's super dangerous. You make a mistake and you're in an armbar, or you're in a fucking rear naked choke, or you're in something. So I'm going to take a shot. It's 275. It's a used Lambo.
290 on FanDuel.
All right, 290 on FanDuel, guys. That's my shot. My shot is Verna sub plus 290.
Yeah, I'm with you on the Dern take completely. Like, I think that it's like she's got better chain wrestling than Dern. She's got more like more bread and butter type submission attempts that she goes for than Dern. Dern's like going for a bunch of like just high level shit, but like flashy submissions that it's just not the same. Like, I just think that it's more processed from Verna when she gets on top, that she's got much better ability to hold you when she's on top and control you, and you're not getting up. And then if you make any type of mistake whatsoever, then she's transitioning and she's going to get you. So for me, it's Verna sub as well. Clearly, sub plus 290, sub 1 650, sub 2 plus 1,000. I think that those are good. She's cooked on the feet. Like, I mean, you just don't know. I think that she's got one eye on the fighter and one eye on the judges, and she just doesn't really know when the punches are coming her way. So Verna for me has to be the side.
All right. Fight number 8. It is in the featherweight division. It is the 18-9 Dan Ige versus the 13-1 Sean Woodson. This one's yours, Tim.
I think there's 2. I think I got like 2 that are like a little bit different in this one, but I'll give the first one and let you see if you agree with the second one here. But I mean, I'm going to go with Ige by KO in this one at plus 410. I think this fight could be really close. And when I was just looking at just like Woodson in general, obviously he's got all the metrics advantages here. He's like, Ige's going to probably need a ladder to get, head strikes and things like that. But I wouldn't be shocked if he knocks him out with a body shot. I mean, like, his body's fucking gigantic. It's going to be right in the wheelhouse for Ige. Like, I just think that Ige's shown that he can drop everybody. All it takes is one from him, for which I like in this fight. And I think Sean, to me, is like who has he fought that's a hard hitter? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he hasn't fought hard hitters. Like, the only guy that you could make the argument that's like, I mean, not even remotely close to the same galaxy power as Ige, was the dude that dropped him twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that fight should have been a KO. Like, it easily should have been a KO. He doesn't celebrate, doesn't knee him in the head. That should have absolutely been a victory for him. So it's Saldana, Luis Saldana. So, like, I just think, like, to me, it's a fighter in Ige that's not going to let him just jab him from range. He's going to absolutely work his way in. Sure, he's lower volume, but I mean, this guy's dropping everybody. So, like, he's dropping Lerone Murphy. We watched last week. Lerone Murphy's staying super, super safe against Josh Emmett, getting hit by Josh Emmett and not getting dropped. So it's like, I don't know. To me, it's It's an Ige by KO. I have one other play that I would maybe lean if it goes, but I'll leave that for you.
No, you can. I probably know what it is. I was gonna that is my play. Fight ends in split decision. It's plus 400. I don't think it's bad actually for a fight that
100%.
like this fight is gonna go to distance majority of the time. I honestly believe that. 4-1. I mean, Ige probably loses a split per usual, but yeah, 4-1. I don't mind it. I don't mind it when the fight is juiced to go to decision. I really don't mind the 4-1 look. Now, it depends what side you like. Like if you like Ige, you can get Ige by split at 11-1. So it's not bad. I mean, is Ige going to overwhelm him and just easily win a decision? The only way I see that happening is if he hurts him or drops him a couple of times, right? If he drops him in one round, hurts him bad in another round, those are two clear rounds for Ige. He probably wins But other than that, I mean, Woodson's probably going to outland him. Like Ige's low volume. He's looking for a big shot. And it's moments over, minutes or whatever volume, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I just think split. Ige throws very hard. He has a lot of power. Woodson has good boxing. He's got good range. I also think Woodson's very sneaky with grappling, man. He's not easy to take down. Like that length. He did, I want to say he was a college wrestler, or he wrestled a little in college or high school or whatever. So he has a wrestling background. But he has those like giraffe legs where you can kick him a little bit, But I went back and looked, and Ige just doesn't kick much, man. Like, I think the most kicks he's thrown in any fight were like 13 or something, like nothing. So is he going to all of a sudden be a kicker and try to chop him down? I don't see it. So, yeah, let's move on. Fight number 9. It is in the light heavyweight division. It is the 30-9 Nikita Krylov versus the 14-4 Dominic Reyes. This one's going to be short and sweet for me. I like Krylov by KO. It's 350 on Hard Rock. I still don't think Reyes' chin is good. I still have questions about his chin. He was running away when Anthony Smith, out of all people, was putting pressure on him at one point. Anthony Smith didn't even want to be in the cage that day, right? He was crying coming to the ring. He didn't even want to be in there. He said, just hit me. He had his hands down, letting him hit him. It was crazy. And then Dustin Jacoby, he caught him right away and finished him. But like Nikita Krylov is going to bring an absolute fight to you. You're not going to just fucking try to pick him apart from the outside. That's not happening. He's going to fucking throw hammers, try to take you down and try to smash you, So I like his KO. I think plus 350. I think if he lands something big on the feet, I think Reyes is going out, in my opinion. I still question the chin. There was a lot of things that, that I know about this guy that were not very good back then. And hopefully he has recovered, but this is a madman he's fighting, dude. Like this guy is an absolute savage. I would kind of compare Krylov to, he's more of a grappling aspect than Prochazka, but he's a wild man like Prochazka. So I kind of compare him like that. Like he'll throw all types of strikes. He's fucking crazy. And yeah, I mean, I like KO. It's 3.5 to 1. I was shocked to see that number, to be honest. I think they're kind of going with me. They think if he finishes it sub, I think it's KO. What do you have here, Tim?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head in the last one. I don't know why the sub line is like super, super close to the KO line in this fight. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like Reyes is like really, really tough to get down. Like I just really tough. He's got very good takedown defense. I wanted pre-tape and like watching like and then like looking at just the history for Reyes. Like I wanted to bet Reyes like by decision. I thought that would be a sneaky play here because Krylov seemed to be super, super durable. But then I just like you're saying, like the chin is not answered. Like the jab, like looking at the fucking Ryan Spann fight and like him getting jabbed and just dying instantly was just like, okay, this guy's seriously broken. And then, like you said, just how he's reacting and running away in certain fights against guys like Anthony Smith, it's just it doesn't look good. He's not gonna be able to just run away in this fight like for 15 minutes. He's gonna have to engage at some point with Krylov. So yeah, I like Krylov KO 1 750, KO 2's plus 1200. I think it happens in the first 2 rounds. But yeah, just take KO in general is a good way to go. He just really needs to land one really good shot or two really good shots, and I think he's dead.
Yeah, I mean he looked in fantastic shape at weigh-ins, man.
Totally.
Like, fuck, man. Holy fuck. For a guy that's the only question, right? He's been off for a very, very long time.
And Reyes looked terrible. Like yeah. Reyes looked, compared to his last fight, like he looks like he's lost like 10%, like he's gained 10% body fat. Like he looked a little bit trimmer in his last fight. You could actually see some abs. Now he's round.
Yeah, I just think this is a matchup where Dominic Reyes has to stick and move, but until when? Like, I've never seen anybody stick and move against Krylov. Like, even what's his name? Even a fucking the champion, Ankalaev, couldn't stick and move. Like, he won round 1 off Ankalaev. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard. Anyways, let's move on. Fight number 10. It is in the featherweight division. It is the 17-2 Bryce Mitchell versus the 15-2 John Silva. Everybody's talking about this fight. No, Krylov is not 40, bro. He's 32. Krylov is young. He's 32. He looks like he's maybe a little bit older, but he's only 32. Anyways, this fight is quite interesting, Tim, but this is yours. Go ahead.
This is a tough one, man. I honestly, I should show you what I have picked on this one. It's an empty block right now because I haven't even written down my pick on this one yet because I've been going so back and forth on this. My brain tells me that Silva's just going to put his head into the 6th row. Like it just my brain is telling me that, and my heart is telling me this is such a great emotional hedge bet where, like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the emotional hedge bet, but like if you hate somebody that you want to lose in a sport, then you bet on them because you either make money and that makes you happy, or you watch them lose, which also makes you happy. So it's an emotional hedge bet. This is like the perfect emotional hedge bet on Bryce Mitchell, and you bet him and you bet his money line or whatever prop you like, and then you watch him get his head punted into the 6th row, and you're like, oh, this is cool. I just watched this guy that I want to see die. And it's a win-win situation. So that's where my emotions are at right now. I would love to see Bryce Mitchell get just crushed and killed. But I think that's most likely what happens. I think my brain is just telling me that Silva is going to eventually knock him out. I will go again. Like the one thing that I've been the one thing I've been waiting for, honestly, though, is I have been waiting for a really like a good grappler against Silva. Like that's the one thing that I have wanted to see and I have wanted to bet on versus Silva. So I know where you're at on this one. So I do know that where I've said in my brain it will take on this one. What I'll do is I will go with the emotional hedge bet, and I will take Bryce Mitchell. How he wins, I honestly think it's going to be hard for him to just like only get top time for 3 rounds and not get killed. So I'm going to go with Bryce Mitchell by sub, and I'll say he connects on a sub, and I don't have any confidence in this bet. So believe Narco on this one and listen to him on this one because I just wrote mine in. So not taking a step.
I mean, one of my favorite fighters coming into the UFC was John Silva. He still is. You know what's quite funny? One of my favorite fighters coming into the UFC was Caio Bahaio. I love the guy. Ended up being a fighting nerd, and then I like this guy, and this guy's a fighting nerd. It's kind of weird because I didn't even know who the fuck John Silva was at the time. You know what I'm saying? I just like Caio. I've made the most money off Caio. literally bet him in almost every single fight, and he's never lost. He's just won me a shit ton of money, right? John Silva, man, this guy just hits different, Tim. I keep telling everybody, this guy hits different. When he touches people, they just don't want to be in there with him, bro. Like, when have we ever seen, I know people mention, okay, yes, Jourdain took him down. I get it. When have we ever seen Jourdain proactively grapple like that? You know why? Because he was getting hurt with every fucking punch, dude. Like, this guy hits so fucking hard, dude. And I think the speed and athleticism, people are not, people are talking about how Silva got taken down by Jourdain, whatever, but like, he probably wasn't expecting Jourdain to shoot on him either, right? Jourdain just strikes a lot with everybody. He wasn't expecting Jourdain to fucking shoot takedowns. He's expecting Bryce Mitchell to shoot takedowns. Like, if Bryce Mitchell stands with him, and Bryce Mitchell's a decent striker, he's gonna absolutely put his head in another universe, So I think the athleticism, the strength of John Silva is going to be big here. But I have a whisper bet of the week, Tim. And this week, my whisper bet of the week is John Silva by submission. It's 15-1, and round 2-3 submission is 31-1. I'm telling you that his chokes are as nasty as they can get. If he gets a deep guillotine on you, you're probably going to go to sleep from the squeeze. And the other thing that's live is him hurting Bryce Mitchell, and like a wounded duck, Bryce Mitchell is shooting in right into a front choke of John Silva. So I think there's a couple of ways he can get it, but don't sleep on the fighting nerds, man. Like, these guys know what's coming from Bryce Mitchell. And if you think they haven't game planned for a scenario where he hurts him and this guy shoots, I'm telling you that they have. And maybe the game plan's like, hey, don't fucking pull guillotine. Keep the fight standing and knock him out. It's possible, yes. But John Silva, I've seen him more times, a lot of times, go for this front choke. He does it, and he does it really well. So I'm going to take a chance. I mean, it's 15-1. You know for a fact that the other guy is going to try to grapple. I know this. I know that John Silva has some nasty guillotines and front chokes. I know. I've seen the tape. He has them. And the other thing I know is that Bryce Mitchell, when he gets hurt, right? When he gets hurt, which is key, he kind of gives up. Like, that sub against Topuria, how easy he got to the arm triangle, it was because he was hurt, right? He was fucking busted up, hurt on the ground, and he's like, fuck this.
You know who else? You know who else he gave up against the sub?
Yeah, Katona.
And Brad Katona.
I know. I'm talking to the recent one, but
yeah,
that one too.
That was it.
That one
total push up.
He was dead tired.
Yep.
Right. Katona got to his back, and he was done. Why can't it happen here?
Yep.
Like, I know people are saying that, yeah, he for sure he's the better grappler of the two, but don't discount the fighting nerds, dude. Like, the fighting nerds work on everything, and people keep sleeping on the fighting nerds, and they are not losing. You know what's crazy is I was watching ACA today, and I'm going to say this real quick. There's a guy that was 39 years old. He made his debut. He made his first time he did his camp in the fighting nerds was for this fight. He was an underdog, and he came out and submitted the other dude, the Russian guy. So I'm just telling you guys, the fighting nerds are different, man. They're different. So, yeah, I love that gym. I like John Silva a lot. I think it's more KO than sub, but I'm not going to fucking look past these crazy lines, man. These lines are fucking crazy.
Yeah, they're wild.
Brad Katona sub this guy, guys.
Yep.
Why is it 15-1 against the athletic freak like this dude? It's crazy. So, yeah, I mean, I played it. I played it. I have a decent amount on it. Like, honestly, I think 15-1 is a little fucking berserko to have that kind of price. Anyways,
Love that play, dude. Love it.
Let's move on. Fight number 11. It is in the featherweight division. It is the 19-5 Yair Rodriguez versus the 36-7 Patricio Pitbull, and I will kick this one off. Yair is very dangerous, dangerous striker, very good kicks, very good knees, elbows. Guy is dangerous on the feet. The problem for Yair is I think his cardio is not the best. I think there is some quit in him, to be honest. And I think he's facing a guy in Patricio Pitbull that, yes, he's in the latter parts of his career. But I also think he's still very, very good in the latter parts of it. I mean, did you see him on the scales? Fucking guy looked incredible. And what he did to Jeremy Kennedy last fight was really good. And Jeremy Kennedy's not an easy guy to finish. He's a good grappler. And he cooked him there. And when you look at Patricio Pitbull, yes, he's not fought in the UFC, but he's fought the best fighters outside of the UFC in the 145-pound division. And matter of fact, he's fought fighters in the UFC that he's knocked out in Michael Chandler, right? The guy is good everywhere. He's a very good grappler. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Very good counter striker, huge power in his hands, even though, he's smaller. The guy has a ton of power in his hands. He's got very, very good calf kicks. Just a solid overall fighter. One of the best fighters in the world at 45 for a long time. And now he's obviously 39. He's up there. But make no mistake, man, this guy can finish you. He's a finisher. He has a lot of finishes. He's got 24 out of the 36 wins are by finish. He's fought, like I said, he's seen the who's who outside of the UFC. And I don't think there's anything that Yair can give him that, a guy like, let's say AJ McKee gave. Like, is Yair better than AJ McKee? No fucking way. I would take AJ McKee against him in a heartbeat. I just would. So, for me, it's like, okay, Yair is good early, but he can get his kicks caught. He can get taken down. We got the better jiu-jitsu guy here. I think even in the striking, it's close. Like, Yair's the better kicker, but Yair doesn't have the better hands of the two. It's not close to me. Like, Pitbull has the way better boxing. So I think Pitbull finds the chin, man. I think he's going to knock him out. It could be any round. Yair is very... What I will say about Yair, Tim, is he's very high variance, man. He does all this like crazy movement and spinning shit, but that kind of shit can get you caught and can get you hurt, right? So Vulkanowski knocked him out. He hurt him bad and then ground strikes, Like, Volkanovski's not known to be like huge power. The same shit can happen right here against Patricio Pitbull. So I'm taking the KO at plus 700 here. Patricio Pitbull for me. Tim?
Yeah, I was going back and forth in this fight in a bunch because I agree with you. I think that my initial lean early in the week when I was watching tape was like, oh, dude, Yair is going to be too fast for him early and too long for him early, and might be able to like connect on Pitbull, kind of like the Risen dude did. He could easily blitz him and just catch him with shit. Like, and then the more I started thinking about it, I'm like, it's usually kicks. Like, he's usually more dangerous with his kicks, like you're saying. It's not like he's not like huge power boxer, like things like that. So like probably and it's like Pitbull on the other side, defensively, he's not defensively void. He's like a good counter striker, but he's just super fucking small. So he has to get into range with guys. And that's like a dangerous point in this fight, I think. The other thing I was thinking too is like, okay, if Pitbull proactively grapples in this fight, he could easily look like minus 500. Like, the problem is that it took me like 10 fights to find him shooting a takedown. Like, it was like he hasn't shot takedowns in forever. So, like you said, is it possible that he catches a kick and gets him down? Yeah, it's very possible, which then could also negate Yair's biggest weapons. Like, he could be a little bit more reluctant to kick because or he can be more reluctant to kick the body because of that as well. So it just could take away a little bit more of his volume and what he likes to do. So I ended up going with ends by split on this one at plus 400. I think it's probably earlier success with Yair, later success with Pitbull in the fight. And then if it's standing for 15 minutes with these guys, I think it could be kicks versus boxing and just some bigger shots from Pitbull and a little bit more volume and a little bit more speed, and kind of attacking versus counterattacking, which is the optics go a little bit more to the attacker on that for Yair. So I like the ends by split at plus 400. If you're on this Pitbull side, his split is plus 1200. So I don't hate that. I think, those are pretty good lines. Pitbull by decisions plus 430. It's not a bad look either. But yeah, I like the trifecta bet on this one. Ends by split is my favorite bet though at plus 400.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad look, I guess. Yeah. The thing I will say with Yair and the one I have to mention, like you mentioned the fight where he got KO'd. Yeah, it was kind of a bad look in the one in Japan and Ryzen. But dude, he took the fight on like 3 days notice, had to fly to Japan, 155 pounds division. He looked like a fat blob of shit, dude. Like, I'm like, what the heck is this? Why is he even fighting? And maybe he took it for money. I don't know, but he looked awful in that fight. It shouldn't. I don't even think he should have fought, honestly, in that fight. But yeah, I mean, Yair is still dangerous early. I just kind of like glaze over this guy's career, and he's fought good guys. Don't get me wrong. But like his best win is probably the Korean Zombie one, I would say, where, he got the,
he lost like 98% of that fight. Like,
well, yeah, but I'm just saying that is Emmett the best win where he got the triangle?
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same deal.
Yeah,
Emmett's probably the best one because he hurt Emmett before he went into that.
Yeah, before he got the takedown, correct. Yeah. But yeah, man, I mean, he has an early win against Hooker years and years ago, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think has he actually improved? Like, I think he's the same fighter, honestly.
No, he's a guy that's like, he's a good hammer. He's a bad nail. Like, he's not a guy that's going to fight through adversity in these fights. That's why, like, I cashed huge on I had a takedown prop for Vulkanowski in that fight versus him, like a laddered like two plus and 3+ takedowns. And then I was like, dude, he's gonna beat the living shit out of him when he gets him on the ground. And it's exactly what happened. Had Ortega by sub in the second fight with him. He just is not a guy that once it doesn't go his way that he's gonna be like, oh, I'm fighting through this. Like, I'm gonna do. The only time that he didn't fight through it, but that he had like 5 seconds to go and he comes up with a fucking elbow against Zombie, like you're saying. But it's not like he fought through adversity in that fight. He just survived until the last fucking 5 seconds. It wasn't like, so I don't know. The only time that I think that he's really, survived is that fight. But I think he has some quit in him for sure. Especially he has more quit in him when he gets grappled. Like, if he's on his back and he doesn't get his subs going like in the first couple of tries, like that's when he can start to quit. So, but the problem with this in this fight, what we talked about though, is like, if you told me that Pitbull knows the assignment and he's gonna really grapple this guy, I would be like all over Pitbull. But I just don't. He just hasn't done it forever.
Yeah, I do think that Pitbull, he catches kicks really well into takedowns. There's similar opponents he's faced, like Adam Boric. He caught like kicks there. A.G. McKee, longer kicking kind of guy. So he's fought similar guys to Yair Rodriguez. So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting matchup. I mean, this is his first UFC fight, and these Bellator guys have done really well in their first fights in the UFC. Have you noticed that? I think they haven't lost actually in their first fights in the UFC. So Renier de Ritter wasn't a Bellator guy, but he was one guy, and he came in and win. What's the other guy? Venom Page. Chandler, he won in his first fight. Yeah, I mean, Bellator guys have done pretty well coming into the UFC. Anyways, let's move on. Fight number 12. It is the co-main event of the night, and it is in the lightweight division. It is the 23-9 Michael Chandler versus the 22-3 Patty the Batty Pimblett. Tim, this one's yours.
I think I'm going to be on an island on this fight. So this stylistically should favor Michael Chandler if he would fight smart. The dude has all the skills completely to do really well versus Patty. He's got the wrestling. He's got the counter wrestling. Dude's not an easy guy to sub. He's got huge power in both hands. He's on all the juice, matching all the juice that Patty has taken. And so I think stylistically, he's got all the skills to be able to keep this close versus Patty. I think this being a 5-round fight is a big advantage. We were talking about in the Discord. I think it's a big advantage for Chandler as well in this. He's fought multiple 5-round fights. He is in incredible shape. Patty is dying in round 3 versus Tony Ferguson, who literally gave him no resistance whatsoever in rounds 1 and round 2. And all it was just a little bit of grappling, but it was just like, why are you tired? This guy has not hurt you. He's done anything. And why are you tired? So obviously, is it possible that he can, get his supplements and vitamins going and be able to last in rounds 4 and rounds 5? Yeah, it's possible, but we've seen him tire out multiple times in round 3. So I'm not really a big believer that 5-round fight is an advantage for him. I think it's a big advantage for Chandler. The problem with Chandler is he seems to just shit the bed and fumble bags. Like, he just seems to have opportunities in fights and just gives them away and loses fights that he has complete control over. So can get hurt, is there to be hit. So there's a lot. Those are the weaknesses for me. I'm just looking at a line and I'm just like, man, if this fight gets past round 3 and then you're into round 4 and 5 and these guys are both tired and nobody's really doing anything, it gets super sloppy. We've seen so many of these 5-round fights where at the end of him, even when a fighter is, I could list so many fights. I could just over and over and over. I would be like, Sandhagen versus Vera, Imavov versus Roman Dolidze, Jack Hermanson versus Sean Strickland, just titanic worst split decisions of all time. And then you add the fact that we have a Patty Pimblett fight where the UFC clearly wants this guy to win this fight. So even if Michael Chandler wins this fight 4 rounds to 1, I am not going to be shocked to hear Sal D'Amato scores the fight 49-46, Patty Pimblett, and then whatever happens. So you're giving me ends by split decision at a 12-1. Give me that all day. I hope this fight goes, because if this fight gets to the decision, ends by split decision at 12-1 is just a auto click for me in this fight. Probably going to have a little bit, I'll put too much money on that at this one. And then you're looking at Patty split is 25-1. Chandler split is 16-1. Don't hate those. You're getting insane lines on this fight to go to decision. And I just think you could play literally 5 bets. You could play everybody by decision and split and end split. And I'm probably going to do that. So yeah, I think this fight could potentially go. And if it goes, give me a split decision, please.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've been saying this all along, all week. Why is this fight goes so big? Both guys are known for durability. Even Chandler, it's not easy to finish the guy. Yeah, has he been finished? Sure. But it's not easy to finish this fucking guy. And
who's more dangerous, Charles Oliveira or Patty Pimblett?
That's what I'm saying. They're
Right.
overrating Patty's finishing ability. I'm so confused. I'm not kidding. I'm very, very confused as to why Patty's. They have him down to finish more than Charles would. It's crazy to me.
He couldn't finish Ferguson.
Yeah, Am I like missing something? Like, what the fuck's going on? Why is Patty sub like minus 200? I mean, plus 200.
Decisions plus 1,000. What are you doing?
I know that's my play.
Yeah,
it's 1050.
Right? That's insane.
Decision is 1050 on Patty Pimblett.
It's insane.
How on God's green earth is that? Like, even though it could not hit, it could be wrong, but how could that be? Why is it 1050? Like Michael Chandler, he got finished okay against Dustin when he got hurt there, but that was an absolute fucking war. Like war. Like he should have won that fight, honestly. He fucked up. He went for that back take, lost it, and lost the fight. Right? Like, but Dustin Poirier is an elite fighter. Patty Pimblett is not an elite fighter, guys.
Going all the way with Justin Gaethje.
Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking something or I'm missing something.
No.
But there's no reason Patty sub should be so low. Like, I don't understand why it's so low. Like, didn't we just see Oliveira on his back for fucking 20 minutes and he couldn't sub him? Like, what's Patty gonna do? He's gonna fucking throw up a triangle off bottom against the fucking elite wrestler like this guy? If he does that, if he puts up a triangle, I mark my words. Fucking this guy's gonna give him the worst power bomb he's ever felt in his life, dude. He's gonna pick him up and just absolutely chuck him on the ground on his head and probably knock him out that way. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, he's not gonna just sit in the triangle, dude. Michael Chandler. He's super explosive. So I don't know, man. It's weird for me that I will say initially when I first saw this over 1.5, I couldn't believe it was 1.5. Then I looked and it was minus 120. And I'm like, damn, do I want to bet this? Let me go back and watch some tape. By the time I came back, it was 160. I'm like, fucking A, I missed now it's minus 200 over 1.5. And honestly, that's correct. It should be high.
Yes.
It shouldn't be a quick finish in this fight unless it's Michael Chandler bonking this guy. So for me, honestly, Tim, I think fight goes is not bad, 360, but Pimblett decision, 1050. Pimblett by split, 22-1. What on God's green earth is going on here? And I think that's a great line. Like, it just is. Decision, split. I might be way off, but I don't think Chandler's easy to finish, man. He's got very good cardio. If anybody's in my opinion, this is my opinion, I think Chandler has more finishing equity than Patty Pimblett does. I don't think Patty Pimblett hits that hard. Huh?
100%.
I mean, dude, like, Oliveira is known to be one of the biggest hitters in the division. Like, he can crack, right? Like, he couldn't finish he got Chandler hurt, but he couldn't finish him. Gaethje hits very hard. He couldn't finish him. So, is Patty fucking Pimblett? Patty Pimblett couldn't finish Gordon, dude, or Ferguson.
Couldn't finish Gordon, couldn't finish Ferguson, yeah.
I don't know. Unless the fix is in, unless there's something weird going on here and there's some kind of fix, like, I really don't see a finish. I don't see Patty. Like, the guys Patty's finishing, Rodrigo Vargas, Jordan Levitt, Luigi Vendramini, Bobby Green with the idiotic just go right into the triangle. Like, that's it. That's who he's finished, guys. That's who he's finished. He went fucking, look at the regional scene. He went 5 rounds with Julian Arosa and Nad Narimani. And Nad Narimani is like that type of body build, like to Chandler. I don't know, but way worse skills. So, yeah, man, I don't get this. I don't get these inside the distance lines for Patty. Like, his KO is Patty Pimblett KO is plus 280, man. Make it make sense. His submission's plus 255, and yet his decision is 1,000. And why is, like, Chandler's KO is higher than Patty Pimblett's? Like, I don't understand. I really don't. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I could be very wrong and people are going to laugh at me, but when you look at the tape, there's no way those lines could be right. Unless, again, if there's something fishy going on, then yeah, it's definitely possible, but I don't see it. All right, Tim. 431 live viewers. Appreciate you guys. We're down to the main event of the night. Before I go on to the main event, please like down below, like the video, please subscribe to my channel. I am like 140 people off from 3,000. So if you guys can please share my channel and maybe subscribe if you haven't. I know there's 422 of you in here. I can guarantee there's at least 50 that haven't subscribed to my channel. Can you please do that for me? I appreciate it. Also, yeah, the Discord is 50% off, Dixon. It's Narco314 is the code. Appreciate that shout out as well. And with that being said, Tim, main event time. It is in the featherweight division. It is the 26-4 Alexander Vulkanowski versus the 26-6 Diego Lopez, and it is for the vacant featherweight championship. And I will kick this one off. This is an interesting fight, man. Like, I like the Lopez side. I will say I like that side. The youth, the power, the finishing equity. I think all lies with him. Honestly, all of that lies to him. Now, the cardio, the experience, all that other stuff, it's Alexander Vulkanowski. The technical striking, Alexander Vulkanowski. The wrestling, Alexander Vulkanowski. But there's something called age, and there's something called being knocked out twice in a row when you haven't been knocked out for a very, very long time. And, you know, he looks in great shape. He looks the part. We said that about Usman in his last fight. We said that about, what's the other guy? Adesanya in his last fight. It looks the part. Great body, great this, great that. But once you fall off that hill, Tim, it's so hard to come back. And it's not like it's one fight and he fell off and he came back. He got a win. You know, he's back into the rhythm. It's 2 fights in a row. Both fights he gets knocked out in, right? It's not a good thing at 36. And now you're facing a young, hungry guy that hits very, very hard, that has very dangerous jiu-jitsu, and has very good chin, to be honest. His chin looks really, really good to me. Yeah, and, you know, the one thing people always talk about is cardio, right? I went back and watched his Fury fights, the 5-round fights. He won round 5. He almost finished a guy in round 5 in the Fury fight. His cardio looked fine. We go back and look at the Movsar fight. It's 3 rounds, right? But he took it on super short notice. And his cardio looks fine. Like, he's attempting a million submissions. A lot of, like, energy-consuming submissions. And he almost got one in round 3. With that knee bar or whatever he had, right? In round 3. So then you look at the last fight against Ortega, right? What happens? He hurts and almost finishes Ortega in round 3. So it's like, now he's training. You got to understand he's training for a 5-round fight. When you train for a 3-round fight and a 5-round fight, I'm pretty sure the camp is different. I'm pretty sure the cardio regimen is different, right? So he's preparing for a 5-round fight now, man. And for me, it's like one guy is a little bit older. One guy is coming off 2 KOs. The other one is trajecting all the way the F up, you know? The other one's trajecting all the way down. I am going to go with a sneaky Lopez submission here at plus 700 because I think Alexander, you know, everybody says he's unsubbable. I think he's subbable. The older you get, you can get hurt, clubbed and subbed, something like that. Diego Lopez, super dangerous with the submissions. He can sub almost anybody. So I'm going to take a shot, man. Sub at plus 700 here for me is a little stab, nothing major. But yeah, I'm going with the sub here for Diego Lopez. I think he wins this fight. I think he finds a finish. Possibly sub 2-3 is my guess. Tim?
Yeah, I'm really excited for this fight. I think it's just an interesting stylistic matchup, and like you're saying, this is like an escalator fight to me. This is, you get like one guy's escalator is going down, one guy's escalator is going up clearly, and like where do they match up in that different capacity? I I think that it's like, I'm hearing a bunch of people saying like, oh, it's 1-2 for Lopez and then 3-4-5 for Volk, and it's that simple and da 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 da. And it's like, okay, I mean, I mainly agree with that, like 80%, but the only part where I disagree is like, dude, Volk could stay at range and kick this guy in rounds 1 and not lose rounds 1 and rounds 2 as well. Like, I feel like there is a chance that, like, I think that the footwork and the striking and the footwork for Lopez is not as clean as what he's been like, as his results are. Like, his results are getting against guys where he's connecting on hittable guys. He's getting in the clinch with Sadiq, and then he gets him when he's in the clinch. He stuffs a couple takedowns on Sabatini, and then he connects when he's trying to get up. Like, it's situational that he's getting some of these KOs. Like, and then Brian Ortega is just slow and hittable. So it's like, I feel like, I don't feel like it's like, oh, it's really processed striking. This is why this guy's just a clean. He's a fucking grappler. Like, he wants fights to go to the ground. He's a much better jiu-jitsu practitioner. I'm not saying that he doesn't have hands. He clearly does, but it's like galactical differences between his process striking and Ilia Topuria's, and his power and Ilia Topuria's. Like, Ilia got him in the position that he needed to after losing the first round and a half or so, got him exactly where he wanted to, got him on the cage, and then it was just a 3-punch combo where you're just not seeing those types of combinations from Lopez. So I just feel like this is one where I avoided this fight. I avoided this concept on the Israel Adesanya. I knew that was going to cost me like 10 units if I bet my heart, and I bet the guy who I knew was a better fighter all around and had better skills. And I avoided betting Izzy in that fight. But this is a fight where I just think that Volk is better pretty much everywhere minus pure jiu-jitsu. And I think it's, for me, I think there's two plays. I think it's end split because, like I said, the last fight, I think 5-round fights, people just don't know what the fuck they're watching, and they're usually on peyote. At least one judge is taking some hallucinogenic drug. But I'm going to go I like Volk 3-4-5 KO at 7-1. If there is something that we know from Volk, it's that when he does get his reads and when he does find out what your patterns are striking-wise, he starts to cook guys late. He had a chance to almost get out Max Holloway in one of their fights. So, yeah, for me, I'm going to take a small stab. I do lean more Volk decision. It's 210 plus 210. I think that's the real play. I think if you're saying bet your house on something or give me a gun to your head type bet, what's going to actually happen, I think it's a Volk decision. But Volk 3-4-5 plus 700 would be my Lambo play.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I will say Lopez does throw in combination. I mean, that's part of what I saw on tape. Like, a lot of his combos, like, he throws 3-4 punches. It's not like just 1-2 or something. He actually throws a lot of combos in the pocket, which I like. He comes up with uppercuts, left hooks, follow up. He has follow ups. So, which is, I think it's a very smart thing to do against Volk, because you're not going to probably catch him with the first 1-2 or something like that. It has to be a 3-4 or a 3-8 or whatever, right? So, all right, it's Lambo Parlay time. I will kick it off, Tim. This one's going to be called the Lambo KO Parlay. That's the name. So it's going to be Krylov KO, Arosa KO, and Olajacek KO, 39-1. Not bad, 39-1. Now, the second one is going to be the one that we're going to buy the actual Lambo with. And that's going to be Chase Hooper KO 2-3 with Pimblett decision 125-1. So those are my two. The second one is obviously going to get you a Lambo. The first one's going to get you probably a Toyota Corolla, a new one. But yeah, it is what it is. Tim, what do you have?
I love that first one a lot. I think that's hitting. So I've got two. One is just a switch of the prop. So Volk by points, Mikey O by KO, Verna by sub, 27-1. Switch Volk decision to Volk KO 345, and it's 70-1. But I'm gonna definitely be. I always play yours as well, but I think I'm telling you, man. I when you said that KO one, I think that's hitting. I like
Krylov,
that.
Arosa, Oleg. Ooh, baby.
Yeah, that's hitting. Joel said, "Oh, you like my first one? Thank you, appreciate it."
What happened?
Joel said he likes my first one. I said I appreciate it.
Hey, your first one's pretty good. Volk. I mean, I disagree with Volk, but I think if he wins, it is decision, to be honest. I don't think he finishes him. So, yeah, 447 live viewers. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for joining us here tonight on a Friday. Tim, awesome job. What do you want to tell the people? Anything? You got anything for the people?
Yeah, if you don't like money, then don't sign up for the Discord at half off. But if you like money, I would highly recommend signing up for Narco's Discord at 50% off. Narco 314, right?
Narco 314. You got it. Look what a great sidekick I have. He promotes my Discord. Yeah, Tim, it should be a great fucking live betting card, honestly. I feel like I've written down like 6 spots where I think we can get live bets. I can tell people just off the rip, I think we can get a live bet on the Gore fight potentially. I think we can get a live bet on the Raposo fight potentially. Just a lot of these fights. I just think like even the Elkins fight, if somehow Elkins gets him down early when he's fresh, I think we can get a really good spot here on that. So yeah, appreciate each and every one of you. Good luck tomorrow for UFC 314. Also, I will be doing the final bell tomorrow on Spaces, probably around 2 Eastern, 11 my time. So save that. I will be putting that up tonight. Put in a reminder, join. We kind of go over some last minute stuff. We have shit that comes up. We hear new news, stuff like that. So it's always good to listen to that. It's been a really positive thing. We had like probably close to 200 people last week. So it's really good. Again, appreciate each and every one of you. Have a good night. Hope you guys crush UFC 314. One last thing. Let's cash those tickets for UFC 314. Peace.